Welcome to Presentation 8, all about CHAMP implementation. We've spent a lot of time talking about CHAMP, the theories behind CHAMP, the target structures used in CHAMP, what CHAMP is, but the question remains, how does CHAMP actually look in implementation? What is going to be expected of you, and how is this program broken down and delivered? So CHAMP is a motor skill program. It's exactly that. It's a 30 to 45-minute session where children are going to learn fundamental motor skills, engage in physical activity and fitness. It normally takes place in a gym or large room setting, and we're going to have this program where children are encouraged to be active and learn these skills. Remember that CHAMP is designed using those target structures. So we're going to teach these motor skills within this mastery climate.
You might also ask yourself, what do I need to do as a person instructing this CHAMP in the after-school program? So one, you will be implementing this program to your children in your site, but we are here to support you throughout the development and the implementation of CHAMP. We will provide you with the equipment, instructions, and a curriculum needed to deliver CHAMP to your students. And we will also have a lesson on the actual delivery of the CHAMP intervention. So you will have everything you would need it at your hands, us as direct resources to assist you with this program.
CHAMP lessons are broken down into 5 different sections. So the first thing that happens during a CHAMP lesson is a welcome and warm up. This is a pretty quick session, takes approximately 3 minutes. After you do the welcome and warm up, we undergo a motor skill instruction where we teach the skills that are going to be taught in CHAMP that day. After the skills have been taught, we allow the children to engage in an autonomy-based motor skill practice. It's also during this time that the instructor continues with their instruction and works on an individual level with the children. Fourth, we have a motor skill review where the children are gathered towards the end of the program and we reiterate all of the skills that we learned for the day. And lastly, we have a brief parting and goodbye. Some of these sessions or parts of CHAMP are really short, 3 to 5 minutes. Some of them are relatively long, 25 to 30 minutes. We will be going over each one of these parts in details in the upcoming slides. But it's important to note that if you would like to see CHAMP in action, we have provided video clips of what CHAMP looks like on the Canvas page. Those are fully available to you. They're linked at the bottom of this page, and they are also linked on the main module page.
So the first part of CHAMP, as we mentioned, is a welcome and warm up. This is where you would greet the students in the movement or the gymnasium. How we usually do it is that we get in a circle, we start with a warm-up activity or some type of a group activity that brings individuals together and get the attention focus on the activity for that day. Now, this might be different from the video clips and examples that you provide. You might want to make something more unique to your after-school program. But the goal is to bring the students together in the setting to help prepare and warm up the body for the movement activities that will follow.
After you've completed the walk-up and warm-up, you're going to go through the motor skill instruction. This is where you're going to teach the skills being taught that day. For each skill, you're going to introduce the name of the skill. You would be surprised that children can't name all of these skills, so we want to make sure we're teaching them the proper titles for each of these. You want to go over the cue words associated with skill performance. You want to demonstrate a correct performance of the skill, and then you want to explain how the motor skill stations set out that day range in level of difficulty from an easy execution of this motor skill to a more difficult execution of this motor skill. This is a tricky part of the CHAMP curriculum. It takes practice to be able to do this motor skill instruction. So we encourage you to practice prior to each lesson. In particular, you don't have a lot of time. You're going to be teaching 3, possibly 4 stations or motor skills, and you only have about 5 minutes to 6 minutes to do it in. So you have to go fast. We will provide you with all of this information within the CHAMP curriculum, including the names, the cue words, how they are performed, and the levels of difficulty at each station. So that's all available for you as you prepare. But this is a time challenge, trying to be very concise, very clear in your delivery and in your execution. We have no doubt you will be successful, but be prepared for this motor skill instruction part of the program.
The third piece is what we call motor skill practice and continued instruction. So you just got finished introducing the skills, the different levels of the skills to the students. So now this is a big bulk where they would spend their time between about 20 and 25 minutes. During this moment, during this time period, the students will begin to self-navigate through the different motor stations that you have set up. As Kara mentioned, there will be 3 to 4 stations in a given movement session. And we will warn you that it's going to be a little chaotic, especially at the beginning, because these students are now released to navigate throughout the movement program how they see fit. They can decide to do station 1, station 2, station 3, station 4, and how they float about those stations. During this time as an instructor, you want to still actively engage in the environment. You could provide that continued instruction to the students by giving them feedback. Are they doing it correctly? Students might have questions for you as it relates to the skill. So you're not just going to be a bystander in that movement environment. You and your assistant will be actively engaging the students in this learning environment, and that's a continued instruction. Giving them feedback, recognizing students who are performing the motor skills and the motor tasks accordingly, and supporting them and encouraging them others as they engage in the CHAMP program.
After you've done about 25 to 35 minutes of motor skill practice, depending on the day, you're going to start to close the CHAMP session. We start the closing of the CHAMP session by this motor skill review. So after the children are finished with their motor skill stations, you will encourage them to gather in some type of centralized location in the room. And then you're going to reiterate the skills for the day. So just as we started the day by introducing the name of the skill, the keywords of the skill, and providing a demonstration, we do the same thing as we wrap up the program. We introduce the name of the skill, we go over the keywords associated with the performance of that skill, but now we're going to have a peer demonstrate the execution of the skill. So while you're undergoing the motor skill activities, you want to keep your eye out to see which students are performing at which station so that you can call them out. It's really important that when you do these peer demonstrations that you're mindful of who you select. You want to select a variety of boys and girls, and you want to make sure that you're selecting a variety of students across the program. We want to have different students demonstrating their abilities and recognizing their individual growth and development in these areas.
And the last piece that goes along with the motor review is, after the motor review, it's parting and saying goodbye. You really want to encourage the students, let them know how well they did, letting them cool down. But also this is a time to transition back to your normal after school program. So they might be transitioning for pickup or transitioning back to a study block or study period. So this is a time to really calm the body down, cool the body down to get ready for the next step of the day. And again, as Kara has mentioned, just a reminder, if you ever need examples of these, they are located in the Canvas site.
We want to reiterate, you've got this. We are fully confident in your abilities to deliver CHAMP. We have prepared you. You have all of the materials and the training you need to be successful. We are here for you. So if you ever have any questions, comments, concerns, you can certainly feel free to reach out to any member of the team. And we are excited for you to take on this, this journey and take on CHAMP and make it your own.